minutes, Frank Valentini can too. And I hope he's hearing this. Go, Frank, go.
Yes.
Go, Frank, that's right.
We definitely love him and Ron Carlivati.
Oh, well, you guys are wonderful and very, very sweet and patient with me. I'm funning with you partially. I hope you got a nice 15-minute segment from me. I really appreciate all the support and love that people like you are throwing towards One Life to Live, All My Children, and just in general scripted storytelling, because, it doesn't seem to end the reality, juggernaut.
Right.
But people love stories. They love. It's nice that Nashville is doing well, and all the good new shows are basically continuing stories, aren't they?
Yes,
so
they
are.
are.
Here's to that. Here's to you. Thank you for having me on.
Oh,
okay?
Thank you, Robin, for joining us. We so appreciate it, and we love you. Best wishes to you.
Keep up
your good luck. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Thank you.
Wow.
Well, that was wonderful. I mean,
it was short but sweet. I mean, I'm so happy that she called in. It's wonderful hearing her voice again.
Mhm.
We miss her so much on One Life to Live, and yes, she's wonderful on Twitter, but it's not the same as hearing her voice.
Oh, I know.
She has such a dynamic personality, and she knows what she wants to say, and she obviously, said what she wanted to, and she is appreciative of the fans, as you can, tell from what she said, and I think that she, that was a fantastic 15 minutes with her. I appreciate her calling in also, and taking that time. She is passionate, and, she's been in the business for over 40 years, and I just appreciate her taking, the time to call in and, be as gracious as she was, and it's, thank you, Robin.
Most definitely. I know that she's very outspoken, excuse me, but that's what we love about her. We love her honesty.
She packed a lot in the 15 minutes that she was on, and really made it worth her while and ours. I hope it was worth her while. And I love what she said about, the soaps and you'll just never convince me that what they put on the replacement of those two soaps they took off are drawing the revenue that those, and the viewership and everything else, by comparison. There's just no compare. And it's just, I don't know how that they can't just open their eyes and see that. I know it costs a lot of money to produce a soap, but my gosh, it's so much more entertaining, and the viewership is so much greater. So I just haven't figured that one out yet.
It all comes down to money, and they didn't want to hear what anybody had to say. They made their decision, and that was it. And as you can tell, how many of the shows that they put on already are gone or are dwindling. I mean, Katie, from what I understand, is not doing very well. I've seen the numbers. So, and what they pay, Katie, my gosh, you can do one soap. We could probably do two soaps with that. And I have never even watched a minute of it, and I just won't ever do it because it's replaced my beloved soap, and that's final. I'm done with that. I'd rather watch YouTube or SoapNet. I know a lot of people lost that, and that's unfortunate. But at least we have YouTube where we can go back and watch our old episodes of our shows that we love so much and have been in our lives for all of our lives, because, your mother watched it, your grandmother watched it, your aunt watched it, and that's how everybody gets, hooked on the soaps, is because it's really passed down. I don't know too many people that watched it on their own without having a family member that watched one.
Yeah, that's true.
To me, with the soap operas, this is just my opinion, of course, but they talk about how the ratings go out, and we don't quote unquote, we don't have as many viewers as we used to have, and the shows just aren't being as watched as much as they used to be. And well, you know what? I have never in my 43 years ever been contacted as far as the Gallup poll or whatever the polls are called, where they are actually going to households and finding out who actually
Nielsen ratings.
The Nielsen's ratings, right? Yeah. That's never happened in my household and the 35 places that I've lived in my 43 years. But I just don't understand why they're sitting there just making it just a general statement that, well, there's not as many viewers out there that are watching the soaps, so we're going to cut these soaps, and we're not going to have as many, soaps on the air right now. And, soaps are going to go away in the near future because people aren't watching them anymore. That's just a bunch of crap, in my opinion, because I know that, there are sports stars out there that watch soap operas. There are celebrities out there that watch soap operas that are big soap opera fans. And I just think that there are so many people out there that do watch, that do want, to have the soap operas on that are gone, One Life to Live,
right.
and All My Children, and all the shows. I mean, there used to be, 13, 14 shows. Now there are 4.
Right.
And that's just crazy to me. And I know that, especially with the economy, the people that don't have jobs, that are, watching TV to pass the time.
Exactly.
There's probably more viewers now than there ever have been. And
exactly, and they don't want a reality show telling them how to get a job when they're already looking for a job and know how to do that, or what to eat when they don't have money to pay for food. They want to watch TV to escape from all of that.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, that's just ludicrous to me that they're saying, let's just get rid of the soaps. Oh, and in 4 or 5 years there will be no soaps, and that'll be better because we'll have more talk shows and reality shows. That's just not happening. I don't see it happening. I really don't. Don't.
And you can see it too with the primetime, shows that they've brought on with Revenge and Dallas and Nashville and the various other ones that they have come on lately and how popular they are. That's all scripted TV. So,
Absolutely.
I bet they don't see those numbers on the reality shows.
I mean, Dallas coming back, that was a huge hit, back in the 70s and the 80s and the first part of the 90s, and then the resurgence of it, that when it came back earlier this year, it's coming back for a second season, obviously, and that should show right there an older show from 30 years ago that has come back, has a large following, and it's not just the 18 to 30-year-old demographic. It's all age ranges that are watching that show, the new viewers, but the people that have been watching Dallas for years and years, and
right.
purchased the DVDs and things like that, and watch on SoapNet and things like that. So I just think that they're kind of they're not giving us enough credit, the fans that really do like the shows and want the shows to come back. And, Larry Hagman and Patrick Duffy and Linda Gray, that have come back to the show.
Icons.
They're having exactly, icons that are having a huge success again from this, revamping of the show. And I'm thrilled about that. The show is great. I've enjoyed the new Dallas, if you want to call it the new Dallas. I've enjoyed it. I think it's fantastic. So they can do that.
I would love for them to bring Knots Landing back like that, too. That was one of my all-time favorites.
Oh, my gosh. That is my all-time favorite nighttime show. I've said that again. I would absolutely love to have, Gary and Val and Karen and Mac and Abby and, oh, my gosh, I just think that would be fantastic. And, we can always, cross our fingers and see what happens, but, oh, my gosh.
Well, we can pull Gary from... We could pull Gary from Y&R. We can get him to, he could do Y&R during the day, and he could do Knots Landing at night. How about that?
That works for me.
Yeah.
He might like that too, So
right.
That would be. It wouldn't surprise me if they didn't get creative and decide to at some point pull them back and put them back on TV because. Gosh, Dallas, just excellent writing, excellent storyline, and it's just so reminiscent of the Dallas of yesterday, but with today's touch. But it's a great show. Great show.
Right. Yeah, and, I don't know what the Dallas reboot would have been like if they hadn't brought back some of the regular players on there, and interspersed them and intermingled them with the show. It probably still would have been good, but of course it's a lot better and brought in an older audience as well that watched it from Dallas back in the day.
The people that brought it back, they brought in, and I'm drawing a blank on her name right now, and I apologize to the actress. I can't remember, but she was, the voice of, on Desperate Housewives. She was the person that died in the very first episode, and,
yes.
She's Patrick Duffy's wife now. on the show. And, she's, so they're bringing in that demographic of people that enjoyed Desperate Housewives and enjoyed her. They're bringing in these actors, these young actors. And like I said, they did a very good job of, casting the new Dallas. And to have Larry Hagman to come back and Linda Gray and Patrick Duffy. Those are the three big names, from the show. And it was a fantastic reboot and a redo of the show. And I'm looking very forward to the second season. And I know they're bringing back, different people from the show, not as, main characters, but as, bit parts, like they're bringing back Charlene Tilton as Lucy. They had, Ken Kercheval come back, Cliff Barnes. They're just bringing back all sorts of people just to have bit parts to kind of draw the viewers back. And it's very exciting. So,
they're also bringing back Gary and Val and Afton. So, Audrey Landers played Afton, and I just can't wait to see that. That's going to be phenomenal.
I didn't know that. How fun.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. So, I think that now we should tell people what our show is about, and I'm going to go ahead and give that to Dawn.
Oh, you're going to give it to me, huh? Wow. Well, our show is, what is it not about? That's really kind of the more appropriate question, because our show is a little bit about this and a little bit about that, and it is kind of a one-stop shopping for any and everybody out there, for folks that love celebrities in any form, or fashion, musicians in any form or fashion, sports stars, psychics even, you name it, and we are going to try to get them on the show here. We're going to be bringing you the best of the best from all facets of entertainment. So we just believe that it's going to be a great show because we have a lot to offer. We're not resigned to one particular genre, so to speak, so it will give us a lot of creativity in what we're able to do. And it's going to be a great show. So for all of you, in case we haven't said, we kind of had to jump into the show today. So we want to say a tremendous thank you to everyone. My gosh, the chat room is on fire. And to all the listeners out there, thank you so very much for coming to us today and being part of our show and just being here. And Pam, I want to welcome you back to the airwaves personally as your co-host. Thanks for asking me to be your co-host. And it's just great being on here with you and seeing you back in full force mode on the radio waves here. So it's exciting to have you back. And I know the listeners out there are throwing a big cheer. Everybody raise your glasses. We're all going to celebrate. So
we should have had a champagne cork popping sound so we could celebrate.
I know.
Hey, I bet Robin might have enjoyed that, So we kind of jumped right in on that. And so, but wow, what a way to debut your show, having her on here to kind of help, get things rolling. How exciting is that? So, everybody's, I don't know if you're watching the chat room, everybody's going, yes, welcome back. And, it's just, I can almost hear the camaraderie, the applause. So, it's great.
And I thank each and every one of them, too, because I love them all. I love everybody that loves what I love, loves what I do and what we do. And, Dawn, you have your own show as well. You play your indie artists and you interview people there, and I think it's wonderful. Jay, you have your Sunday night show where you talk about current events, and I think that everybody should listen to those shows as well.
Well, thank you very much. It's like an interspersing, coming together of, different points of view on my show, and just coming together, the three of us here, you and Dawn and myself. I just think that the possibilities are just absolutely endless because we love celebrities, we love music, the three of us, and I just think that, I just think the possibilities really are endless for what our show can be. And we have, your fans that you had, and Dawn has her fans, and I have my fans that are going to come and listen to our show here also. And I just think it would be I really do think it's going to be a huge success, and I just could not be more excited about it. And I thank you for starting, this show because it's bringing our voices together to bring joy to ourselves and to our listeners. And it's very exciting to me, and I'm glad to have the show with the three of us on it. It's very exciting.
Me too. Let's party.
I know. And Jay, I didn't